Happy to have with us at ASH 2013 Dr. Claire Harrison, and she's here now to talk to us about the JAK2 inhibitor Fedratinib. Not some great news with this drug. It's been halted, but obviously when things don't work out, you still have plenty to learn from them.
Of course. So Fedratinib is a different class of JAK inhibitor, more specific for JAK2, but also, as many drugs, in fact all drugs, has more than one target. And at the ASH meeting this year, we're presenting the results from the just completed phase 3 study with this agent, the so-called Jakarta study. The study showed very positive results for patients, strong benefits in terms of spleen and symptoms, and also benefits for patients with a lower platelet count than in the Ruxolitinib studies, the COMFORT studies. In addition, the other study that's presented at ASH is an interim analysis of a study dear to my heart, which is the Jakarta 2 study for patients who are running into difficulties or losing their response to Ruxolitinib. Unfortunately, in the last month, a safety signal has arisen with regard to Fedratinib, and after discussion with the FDA, this agent has been put on clinical hold. The safety signal involves cases of encephalopathy, specific encephalopathy, Wernicke's encephalopathy. And at the present time, patients taking this drug have been asked to stop the drug and are taking thiamine replacement. So some important messages. One, there are other JAK inhibitors which can deliver clinical benefit for patients. Two, patients who are failing one JAK inhibitor may respond nicely to another one. Secondly, should we be concerned about these signals with neurological toxicities with JAK inhibitors? You may remember that there was a case of encephalopathy reported with Ruxolitinib this year in the New England Journal of Medicine. So is this a class effect? Is this something we should be concerned about as clinicians? Of course, we should be concerned about rare side effects, particularly with medicines used to treat orphan diseases, and particularly when they're brought to market very quickly. There have been a number of other JAK inhibitors halted in their early in clinical development because of neurological toxicity. For example, XL109 and the AstraZeneca compound. And so what we need to be wary of is the potential for neurological toxicity. Patients, I think, should be reassured at the fact that these results are rapidly communicated, and always we have patients' best interests at heart and their safety at heart. I think we can be reassured, however, about Ruxolitinib and the likely lack of this event, because more than 16,000 patients have been treated with Ruxolitinib, and we know that this is an agent which doesn't particularly either likely interfere with thiamine metabolism, thiamine being the vitamin implicated in this particular type of encephalopathy, and we know it doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier.
Overall, what do you think the impact of the recent news with Fedratinib is?
Well, I think it's been very difficult for patients, and it's been handled very sensitively, but with their best interest at heart. I think it's always, very devastating to have brought a drug so far along in its clinical development, to have very strong and positive results from a phase 3 study, to know that there's clinical need, and then to have a safety signal highlighted. So, of course it's going to have impact on the individual researchers, individual patients. In the field, I think it just serves as a reminder that we need to be cautious and aware of toxicities when we're treating these patients. And it highlights that there is an ongoing unmet need.
Anything else you'd like to add about that?
I think that's it.
Okay, you're a very busy gal. Thanks for joining us.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it. Dr. Claire Harrison joining us from Guy's and St. Thomas NHS Foundation in London, joining us here in New Orleans at ASH 2013.